Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm trying something a little different here. Rather than a build video or a running video, I thought I would make a video that details some items someone looking to get into the hobby could pick up and build a starter kit. The items we're going to look at are obviously a vehicle. We're going to look at some batteries, a battery charger, how to store the batteries, a toolkit, and an optional component that I think would be pretty helpful to most folks starting out. It definitely helped me, and I went through a couple different versions of this before I settled on the one that I'm including in the list. Okay, so the most obvious place to start would be a vehicle. I'm including two models in this list. Option one will be for the budget-minded consumer who's looking for an entry-level vehicle with some skill building potential. And the second option is for people like me who are the all-in kind of guy. The first option is the arrma granite voltage. The price is somewhere around $100 usually. However, if you're keen to keep an eye out, you can usually catch the sucker on sale for as low as $69, but usually in the $80 to $99 range. If you're a subscriber to my channel or have looked up the arrma voltage sometime in the last 6 months or so, you may have seen a video I released called the 100 Days Review. The review contains a numerical value of 1 to 3 in 10 categories, giving a vehicle a potential total value of 30 points. In my 100 Days review, the voltage received 24 of 30 points. My synopsis of the voltage is it's a nearly perfect starter vehicle. It has a bit of a different design than the other hobby grade models with a mid-motor, especially with the combined chassis battery design over the chassis tub design, but in this package I feel like that's a feature. It's simple enough to inspire confidence for those who wish to tinker and learn the anatomy of an RC. And if you're interested, I have an entire build series on my voltage. Yet it's a robust enough platform to make fun, impactful modifications. Though the aftermarket can be a tad weak, most items you would want are available, especially from Integy. You'll have to be a bit creative for motor and ESC combos. It's probably best to stick to a 3660 can if you venture out like I did, and I used a 3652, which was a little short. I had to modify the chassis, which it's not necessarily a big deal because if you do make a mistake, the entire truck is sub $100, so it's a very low risk, high reward scenario. In summary, it's a fun, capable machine right out of the box for a beginning basher, especially if you pair it with a 2S LiPo and a pinion upgrade. The next option is for the all-in kind of guy and isn't looking necessarily to save money up front but wants to get the best bang for their buck. So obviously the next option is the arrmabigrock V3. Earlier this year, there was a $50 price hike, so the cost of the truck is $369. However, in the description, I'll link an email to someone who can definitely get it for you cheaper than that. The sucker is capable of 50 miles an hour out of the box, which is plenty while you learn to drive and learn control. And in my opinion, it's one of the cleanest looking, most rewarding RCs I've driven. My favorite thing about this truck, and why I think it's the viable starter option, is when you're driving it, you don't feel the need to baby it. You can jump this puppy, flip it, roll it, all around, send it, and thrash it, and not really feel bad. It's pretty inexpensive to replace the parts, if you can even break the parts. Plus, most local shops should carry the essentials like arms and shocks. You really can't go wrong with either of these vehicles. They're both solid choices. It's really dependent on budget. And if you have a little more to spend, I would suggest starting with the Big Rock. Okay, now that you have your vehicle, you're going to need to give it some juice. Most of the batteries I own are Z brand or the HRB brand. For my voltage, I use a Z2S 5200 milliamp hour 50C battery with an EC3 connector. Um, the link I'll include down below is $35 for 2 of those batteries. If you happen to go the Big Rock route, you'll want to use 3S. I also use a Z3S 5200 milliamp hour ADC battery with an EC5 connection, and the link down below will be for 2 of those 3S batteries for $62. Okay, so we have a vehicle and a means to power it. Now we need to charge it. This is perhaps the most important piece because the nature of the batteries is highly volatile, and nearly anyone who's played with these long enough has seen them catch fire, and oftentimes it's while charging. The value of a good charger and good charging practices cannot be overstated. I've tried a few chargers, and I think the best all around to get you going would be the Tenergy TB6B LiPo balance charger. The TB6B is great because it allows you to store battery settings, which makes charging pretty easy, especially since you're just starting out. You're likely to only have 1 or 2 types of batteries. There are folks who complain that this unit can be cumbersome to work, but it really isn't. The complication most people encounter is really the safety measures put in place to keep the little bombs happy. Unless you want to fork out 2 or 3 times the money for a Spektrum system or something similar, there really isn't a plug-and-play system for batteries. Also, if you happen to run into any issues using the unit, I'll gladly help you personally. The link down below is to an Amazon item, and the price currently is $57.99. However, it does fluctuate. You can get it as low as $45-ish. The next item on the list is a LiPo bag. You want to charge and store your batteries in one of these fireproof, explosion-proof bags just in case something does happen while your battery is charging or in storage mode. The general rule of thumb is 1 battery per bag, but I don't really see that as necessary. Most Z batteries are bought in pairs, and that's generally how I keep them. Any bag will do. I use the Z branded one because I use Z branded batteries. However, they're all basically the same. There's a couple of different sizes, and they're all basically in the $10 to $20 range. The link down below will be to the Z branded one that I use. It seems like it might be a superfluous item, but trust me, you don't want to be caught without one. Okay, we have our truck, our batteries, a safe way to charge and store the batteries. All that's great. Now let's say something unfortunate happens and we manage to break something, or we feel the need for more power, baby.
Can I get a more power, baby? A more power, baby! Testify!
What do we need to actually wrench on this thing? Like the other categories, I have 2 options here. Option 1 is the full meal deal with practically every tool you'll ever need for every facet of RC tinkering. There's tools for setup, repair, upgrading, even tools for adjusting the body should you feel the need to go custom. I've seen this kit sold under a few different names, but the one I use and have seen on sale at various times is the legendary 25-piece RC toolkit. The current price is $114, but it tends to have sales or coupons fairly often. The most frequent discount prices I've seen are in the $95 to $99 range. However, if you're opportunistic, the big sale days like Prime Day, Black Friday, I recently just picked up another one of these a few days before Christmas for $69. So keep an eye out for this, especially if you're building a kit. The link down below will be to the black version of this kit. There's also a red one, if that's what you're into. The second kit, and possibly more practical solution, is a kit by Hobby Park, which includes the most common driver sizes. It's not as comprehensive, but it does come in cheaper, and if buying this thing lets you potentially justify the Big Rock option, I'd say that's a more than fair compromise. I've not tried this kit personally, but the tools look identical to the ones in my kit. I'd venture a guess they're from the same white label manufacturer and just sold by different brands through different retailers. The next item is optional, however, I tend to get lots of messages in the comments below about my workshop desk. The one I use currently is a Hart portable heavy duty workbench. It's very high quality despite being a Walmart house brand. But if you're into tools, you know the Hart stuff is produced by the same manufacturer, Milwaukee and Ryobi, so it's not really a Walmart brand. This thing does just the trick if you have a space dedicated for RC wrenching. There's even a little tool compartment should you feel the need to store your most used tools under the tabletop. The link below is directly from Walmart's website, and the current price is $56. However, I believe that is a sale price, so if you're interested, grab it quickly. I've tallied the totals for a granite kit and a big rock kit with what I think would be the two most complete versions of a starter kit. The granite kit with the full tool set and the table would run about $374, and a granite kit with the budget tools and no table is about $237. The Big Rock kit with the full tool set and the Hart table is $670-ish, and the Big Rock kit with the budget tool set and without the table is about $534. Starting an RC hobby can be expensive and extremely rewarding, especially if you stick with it. I found retrospectively it's best to plan out your costs up front and buy the biggest bang you can early. My recommendation is the Big Rock with the complete toolkit and the table, unless you have a dedicated space to work on the vehicles. Anyway, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts below, and as always, you can find the links to everything in the description. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thank you.